Hi everyone. This is the project where we're going to try to conceptualize, come up with different ideas for your graphic illustration of the quote. So look at the project assignment, but what you're doing, step number one, is to find a quote that interests you, that you're interested in trying to illustrate online. And as a note, there's so many ideas and creativity online. It's such a blessing to have so many people sharing their ideas, and so much has been done. But for this project, please try to be creative and come up with your own idea and use your way of drawing to visualize and come up with different layering of symbols and things, objects, and drawing subjects to conceptualize and come up with your interpretation of that quote, and use color, use your compositional skills, and that's the purpose of this video, is to give you kind of like walk you through it and give you some ideas and some a way of doing it. Okay, so you have the write up, the instructions, but I want you to hear from me and get a sense of where to begin. What are some of the steps? I'm sure you've done some conceptualization in previous classes, coming up with ideas, solutions to drawing problems. So, step number one is to choose your quote. Okay, and you can, by the way, I'm doing this demonstration on an iPad to draw digitally. But if you feel like you want to draw with pencil, paper, markers, watercolors, what have you, that's fine. And then you can take photographs of it and upload to the assignment page. So, step number one is to find a quote, and don't don't obsess over finding the perfect quote. I think as a designer or an artist, that sometimes you kind of just get the process started, and just to go with something that you like, and you're going to learn through the process. So I chose this quote by Eleanor Roosevelt, and you can find your own quote online. Do a Google search or okay. So the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So there's some key words here. The idea of future. How do you visualize a concept or an idea of the meaning of a future? Okay, so go to Google or whatever search engine you use, Safari, and create a folder for yourself on your desktop and start to spend some time to gather information. So maybe some reference images. What do you think of when you think of future? I think of kids. Young people are the future. Um, let's see. You think of time, so maybe a watch, or some kind of some device that records time, the passage of time of the past and the future. Next word is to those who believe in the beauty. So, what is belief? How do people show belief? By maybe something in their head, their mind, the symbol of someone's profile of a head, or something emanating from a person's somebody sleeping. What do they believe? Um, I'm sorry, sleeping would connect with the idea of dreams. Okay. Uh, so belief. People believe in religion. People believe in different things, different ideas. What's true? What's not true? What's ambiguous? Thoughts, ideas, um, thought bubbles, like cartoons, speech bubbles, and you have thought bubbles. People, a graphic kind of interpretation of somebody thinking. So the next is the idea of beauty, and that's very subjective. Like, what is beautiful to you? What is something that what is your definition of beauty? Is it is it harmony of visual elements? Is it a symmetrical design? Uh, do you know the difference between symmetry and asymmetry in composition? Reflecting back on your 2D classes, composition, the arrangement of your subject and your ideas on the page. So that's next beauties, and then what are some examples of dreams? And that is, there are just so many ideas for dreams. And dreams you can have a bad dream, you can have a good dream. Um, so reading this quote again, the future belongs. Oh, there's another word, belonging. Who owns things? How do you show owning things? With a lock, maybe something in their possession. Um, to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Wow. So, moving towards their dreams, possessing their dreams, owning their dreams, creating their dreams in a way like artists or people who invent things, inventors. They have concepts and dreams and they work towards those dreams. Maybe it's a future goal that people have. Okay? So, the idea of brainstorming or ideation, and we do a lot of sketchy designs and thumbnails and simple designs. And for this project, you don't have to put tons of detail into it, but just sketch out some ideas, just kind of explore different ideas. And again, the first part is researching online, just the meanings of these different words and interpreting them in your own way. Maybe do some little sketches in the beginning of the different words and the meanings. And then once you've had a chance to kind of think about these things, meditate on them, reflect on them, you might also want to talk to maybe a friend who's an artist or somebody, maybe a non-artist, a family member or a classmate, and just kind of run these ideas. You could actually ask them, for example, when I say the word future, what comes to mind? What kind of imagery comes to your head? Like, what do you think of when you think of future? What does belonging mean? What is belief? What is beauty? And what are some dreams that you might have that you would be willing to share with me? So, do you see how that investing the time in reflection and talking to people and doing research is very valuable in coming up with maybe a little more thorough, a little more interesting idea. Okay, so once you've done that, then you'd come back to your sketchbook or your Photoshop or Illustrator. If you like to sketch on Illustrator, that's totally fine, or Clip Studio or any graphics program. So let's see here. I've looked at different idea of dreams and believing in your dreams, and so the what is a sketch that we can start off with? Minimum size 4 by 6. I'm going to try just one idea here and underneath this. And let me see. I'm going to erase this quote here. I have it onto the side so I have reference. I can keep it for myself later. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going just to clear my screen here. Let me change the color here. Let's get a little bit thicker pen here. There we go. All right. So create a bounding box for my composition. This is more of it's a vertical composition. And let's see, what's an idea? What are some 2 or 3, 4 elements that we can bring into this composition? Dreams. Okay, so let's see here. I could start off with maybe cloud. When do people dream? You can put in some like a moon. Maybe have some simple stars in the sky. And these are just rough little sketches. I'm going to put a smaller cloud to show depth on this side. And on the bottom here, how do I show somebody dreaming? Maybe a dream, they're kind of taking a nap. And I think, use as a reference like this person. And they're sleeping. You know, maybe taking a nap during the day or at nighttime. So they're thinking, and what is this person dreaming of? Let's see here. What could we put in? What are some dreams that people have? Let's see here. They can be dreaming of, let's see, future goals. Let's see here, future goals. Maybe they're dreaming of travel. Let's see here. How about I can sketch in just like a concept of a dream home. So I have some layered elements here. I haven't really gone into idea of color scheme. Um, so there's one idea so far. You know, I can put in some other concepts like maybe money or maybe holding somebody's hand. They find somebody a partner in life. It could be maybe a dream of owning some pets, maybe a dog or a cat. Um, it could be the idea of maybe an airplane, a future job, their future job. Okay. So here's one idea. Now, where can I fit the typography or the quote within this piece? Okay. So that's another element about this quote. I would like you to integrate the quote within the image or the illustration that you create. Okay. So you might have to move some things, adjust some things. So this house I could maybe move down later, give me more space for the quote. So let's see here. You know what? I might do that. I think I'm going to move that down. Let's move that down a little bit further here. This house. Kind of floating in the sky, representing the dream. And then that gives me a little bit nicer space to, and I might actually move over the moon a little bit more too. And in the cloud, that'll give me an area to put the quote. And for the quote for the sketches that you're turning in, this isn't the final. This is just kind of research and kind of sketching things out. So the future, you can just handwrite it. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Now, if the type is kind of a little bit large, over really chunky there, I might adjust some things. Let's see. That looks a little bit awkward. Let me see here. I might put the name Eleanor Roosevelt on the left side a little bit more. There we go. So in the background later on, once we get into, if I chose this one as my final and then choose this one to do in Illustrator or Photoshop or digital illustration of this, this is the one I can go with. And then this is the one that it gives me the idea, the structure to begin with and move things around. I can use layers within Illustrator or Photoshop. I would suggest maybe, I'm sorry, you can use Illustrator, Photoshop, Procreate, and you can use layers, like layers on top of each other, so you can change things, and working with layers will be easier to edit, choose different colors. And then for the colors here, you can choose, I could choose a color palette. So what would the palette be here? I'm thinking maybe possibility going with, from the top, cool colors. Maybe blue, navy. And as it moves down, I could go to warm colors. So a little bit more oranges, yellows towards the bottom. Maybe the background can fade, maybe a gradient, slow transition of blues to a light blue here. And then for the person, I could focus more on creating an illustration of somebody that's, I say a little bit more warmer colors, yellows, orange, blue, yellows, orange, a little bit earth tones towards the bottom. And then for the top here, the type, I could use reversed out type, maybe a light yellow to fill in the color of the font or the typography that I choose. And your choice of fonts or letters, I would suggest no more than two different typefaces, different lettering styles. Okay, keep it. And then you get to decide how large or small that font is. You could make some of the words like future, beauty, dreams a little bit larger and make it stand out. Do like a little composition with your typography within the piece. So it's a way of integrating the typography with your illustration in the background. Okay, so this is one idea, and that's the challenge of the process, which is to have patience and put the time in to explore different ideas. So this is one, and then we can go to another page here, create another page. And then, the same quote, do a different variation. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So what's another idea that we can sketch out here? So one thing I think of belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So someone moving towards their dreams and the beauty of their dreams. So I wonder how we could do that here. Let's see. We can start off with maybe just a regular landscape with some trees. And then from there we can create a road, but the road kind of goes up into the sky, kind of fades into the sky. And we can have maybe someone riding a bicycle. And you can use references for bicycles, and I'm just going to start off with a stick figure and simple stick figure. And I'll put a little arrow showing they're moving into the sky and towards their future. So what could their dreams be? You know what? I'm not really digging this idea. I thought of something a little bit different. Let me go backwards a little bit. I'm going to do a 1-point composition like this. And they're going off into the distance. This is a road. And then maybe I can show somebody from the reverse, and they're on a bicycle. Or a motorcycle. That is really rough. That's let's see here. There are so many different possibilities, and you know, use your ideas, your personality, and your creativity to come up with some concepts. And don't be afraid of making sketches and taking some risks, some chances with your idea. And here's like a desert scene, and here on the top here, let's see the future. What does the future hold for this person? In this area up here, this is where I can put some maybe the quote. We can do, you know, the future belongs to those who believe in their dreams. Eleanor Roosevelt. So I just Greek that in. I just put some simple lines to indicate where the type would be. And wow, this is kind of a good start for me, I think. I think if I wanted to get the pose of somebody on this bicycle, you can look maybe online for some reference to collage, or you can maybe, if you have a bicycle, have your friend or relative take a picture of you from behind to use as reference for your, if you decide to choose this kind of idea. Bicycle or motorcycle. And we could keep it like this. There you go. So there's another idea. And I would spend more time on this to flesh it out. But I hope this, I'm going to stop right there. I think we covered pretty much everything. Use what you've learned from your previous classes, from your drawing classes. And I hope this was helpful for you just to get started on this. So once you have like several ideas, look at the project description, upload your ideas, and you'll get some feedback from your fellow classmates and myself. And at the end of this, I'll explain in another video and assignment sheet what we're going to do. There's going to be a next step after this. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you later.